Hi, I'm Derek. I'm married to my wife Lynn, and together we have 4 young children from the age of 3 to 13. I'm also the product director of Heritance Digital. Now, parenting kids today who are growing up in the world of smart mobile devices is super challenging, as they are overly exposed to different cultural values and worldviews at a very young age. Many family traditions and values are diluted and lost. When I speak to parents in different support groups and family organizations, there's a common theme, and that's high dependency on mobile devices. It's straightforward. If we want to communicate with our digital native children, we have to reach out to them at where they are. Unfortunately, traditional social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are not the solutions because the posts are meant for friends, peers, and even the public. It's also well documented that active social media usages increase anxiety, depression, and mental health issues. In the last 3 years, more studies are also showing that focusing our mind on positive events, giving unto others, and having good family relationships significantly reduces mental health issues. That prompted me to create Heritance Digital, a family team mobile app to connect you and your loved ones on one common platforms with healthy family-based contents. You can compose your memories with photos, videos, audio recording, and even letters. Send your memories to your loved ones on their birthday, their weddings, or special events. Even journaling down interesting milestones like your baby's first step or lessons learned from a memorable event. That's a social mission, to be able to connect and impact families through passing down of values, dreams, aspirations, and wealth through our app. By profession, I'm actually a wealth and estate planner for 13 years now, helping my clients with will writing and trust setup. I've also conducted many workshops and courses on estate planning. Many of the parents and sometimes auntie and uncles will share with me not only how they plan to distribute their wealth, but also their wishes and dreams for their loved ones. They also share many concerns with me as their children grow up. What is going to happen to them when they are no longer around? Will the siblings fight over their inheritance? Will they squander off their wealth? What if the children divorce? Or who is going to teach the children when they are no longer around? I can relate to some of the younger parents who shared that it's now harder and harder to hold heart-to-heart conversations with their children, especially with teenager children. There's so much we can teach them if only they listen. I encourage many of these clients to write personal letters to their children and add them into their wills, so that the children can read these wills along with the will content. I call them values-driven wills. It's a humbling yet rewarding journey with these clients. In 2018, I decided to share this values-based inheritance planning process in my book, Next Generation Legacy Builders, and more than 1,000 copies of these books have been sold. Letter of messages is indeed one of the best ways to pass down values, and that worked for many centuries. Do you know that 23 out of the 27 books of the Bible's New Testaments are letters? Through these letters, Christian values are passed down to the early church and then for the next 2,000 years up to today. The principle is universal and is across different cultures and history. Messages are always recorded, first on stones, then on papers, and then digital, and passed down the generations. Basically like a time capsule. And fun fact, Singapore actually has one of the largest number of time capsules buried underground. So in our app, we call it memory time capsules, or MTC in short. For example, for my kids, they have not a very pleasant memory of their late grandmother, and they only remember her as a sick and grumpy old lady when she lived with me in her last days. Recently, I created an MTC of an old family portrait of my mom when she was a young and beautiful lady at 18 years old. So I created MTC and want it to be delivered to my kids' 18 years birthday so that they can have a different impression of their late grandmother and a healthier and more positive impression. I also recorded a short video of my father's blessings over my kids in Teochew so that our family tradition and our tongues can be preserved. And finally, I also recorded my own prayer for each of my children to be delivered during my funeral. And that's what Isaac and Jacob in the Bible did, what they call the father's finest blessing. So don't underestimate what a well-timed message can do to impact, influence, and inspire our next generation. Within the app, we also created smart wills to help everyone to write a will to pass down wealth. This is possible in common law countries like Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Australia, and New Zealand. It's a misconception that we need lawyers to write our wills in these countries. My team and I have helped more than 200 affluent families to set up their wills and family trusts. We realize the secret source of successful inheritance is not always outsourcing to professionals, but how intentional and thoughtful the will contents are. While many lawyers and will writers focus on preparing inheritance for beneficiaries, we design smart wills to focus on preparing beneficiaries for their inheritance. With my prior experience building an insurtech, I started to codify the elements of what is known as letter of wishes of a trust into an app, so that we allow users to express their conditional distributions. It's some form like a trust instruction nested within the will. Currently, such services are only provided by some trust companies and law firms for private wealth affluent clients. Our goal is to make this available to the middle class. Quality and properly written will shouldn't be exclusive. At Heritance, we want everyone to be able to enjoy the benefit of attaching conditions to their distributions in the will. Smart Will today have a proprietary collection of 35 conditional distributions to help our users pass down values, many times more than other professional offerings. For example, you can create a bursary for your children, or you can set up a family vacation fund to make sure your children continue to stay in touch after you are born. Or birthday wishes, angpaos for your future grandchildren. Create a property loan fund so that they don't have to tap onto the high interest rate today of bank loans, or create a startup fund to give them a head start in their enterprising, entrepreneurial journey. Heritance Digital for those who love their families. It's powerful, yet simple to use, and is meaningful. Download now, use it, and join us on this very meaningful social mission to impact families and the next generations.